always helps. But
But again, that's not what you read this for, or that's not like what, you know, 17-year-old me was reading this for.
what do people read this for then? I guess
It's
we
essentially pornographic.
really. Well, that's the
I mean,
okay.
that's what I was explaining before, right? Like,
Right.
it's just all of these girl fantasies. I mean, there's this moment, like when the thing that works is like in the moment when he's telling Bella that she needs to like figure it out. She needs to like figure out his secret that he can't tell. She now knows that he knows that Edward's a vampire and that all the Cullens are, by the way, like, which is
Just bloodsuckers.
fun.
Filthy bloodsuckers.
Worlds collide. But in that moment, he's like, I need you.
Right.
I need you refreshed to like, any phrase that's gonna like contain the words I need you from a dude to like a 17-year-old girl is gonna be like, oh yeah,
Well, and we talked
it's
about this a
hot.
little bit last episode when we talked about the first book, like what the female sensibility associates with sex in a text versus what the male
It's not
associates.
even like about like the sex. It's about I mean maybe it is, but
Well,
like there it's
yeah, good. Speak on it.
the
Yeah, dude.
I mean I assume it's the same way in which like dudes are super visual, right?
Right. Yeah, just literally. Well, it's
Sex.
yeah, what triggers the associations and I get that's partly personal to almost everybody, right? But then also there's a little bit more universal to it to some
Yeah.
extent.
I think
So
there's
yeah.
a lot more, I don't know. There's a lot of mental shit, I
Yeah,
think.
well, that's what I mean, and that's not, and yeah, maybe sex is the wrong word
I
for it.
think there's like the romance fantasy,
Okay, yeah,
right? Especially for like a teenage girl, right?
right.
It's not just about like, oh, I got laid, you
Yeah,
know,
very big difference there.
which is
Yeah,
very, very different for dudes. I feel like for dudes, it's like, getting laid.
right.
It's
High
not like falling
fives.
in love and being everything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
being needed, being wanted,
Going to the grocery store for Charlie.
being loved,
Yeah, heating up fish for Charlie.
being protected. It's all of these things. Like it
Right.
doesn't, and I think it like had it emphasized sex too much.
Well, I think you're
It wouldn't
right.
have alienated readers, but it didn't need to be there for, and I do think it was probably smart to do that with an audience that was probably like, 16 and didn't want
Right.
parents to be like, no, you can't read that.
Right.
And there probably still were. I'm sure there were.
I mean, dude, there were people that said Harry Potter was like the devil and shit when it came out. So yeah, of course, there's always going to be people that do
But
that.
like I mean like my big thing is like why don't they kiss? Like why doesn't she kiss Jacob? Like that's what like I don't crave much more than that from this book. And I don't like that's it. I don't need them to have sex for this. I will eventually need them to have sex for this to continue. It cannot stay this way.
A couple divided cannot stand. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, that's all it is. It's just like some weird, like emotional, vicarious experience.